Welcome back, everyone. We're starting session 16 of Invasion. So thanks everybody for joining us today. It's going to be a little bit more of a low-key session, especially if you came across the last one where the group had a pretty tough time of it. We'll get into that recap a little bit later. Actually, I don't have anything much to shout out today. So we're going to dive right into a recap of last session. Uh, with the group, they were deep in the shadowlands of Kashyyyk. They were hunting the kind of clues for what the Crusaders were doing on the planet and trying to see if there's a link between the Crusaders and the new Yuzon Vong invaders of the galaxy. After Vars's Mandalorian comrades had acquired a ship, we'll say, that was run by the Crusaders and had a mixed crew of human crusaders carrying Wookiees from Kashyyyk, all implanted with the York coral control devices that the Yuzon Vong use. The crew was able to make their way to Kashyyyk, make their way through the Shadowlands, and found a Yuzon Vong biome on the planet, and came across Master Shaper Yim, and within a pretty nasty group of creatures that she had kind of altered from Kashyyyk's wildlife. She had taken the Katarns and taken the Wyshik spiders and used Yuzon Vong shaping techniques to make them into pretty nasty war beasts. And the group looked like the group was going to go down. It looked like a TPK a good half the fight. But the group was able to pull together, even with Caesar getting struck down and killed for a bit. The group was able to come through, and I forgot who had what, but I know Vars and Dash together had a combined 4 HP total. Luckily, the Katarns both missed on their attacks. Each of them had 2. But they were able to survive that, put the Katarns down, and get the rest of the group up. With Dash stabbing dead Caesar with a Wyshik thing that had a paralytic agent within it, and keeping him alive long enough to get him into a back tank. Though our poor Gungan did lose his, I forget if it was right or left hand, the one that still had, or the one that had 4 fingers afterwards. But you guys are able to bring it back, get a little bit of rest on Kashyyyk. And you notice, too, after that long rest, even with you going through, finding that Yuzong biome, burning it down, it doesn't, like, you didn't have, like, it was not like an alarm call. Nobody was having specific suspicious behavior. There weren't people calling or looking out for you. The Crusaders seemed what you made it back to their camp to be going about their business. And the Yuzon Vong biome kind of imploded and rapidly decayed as you left it, with a deep hole kind of dug next to it. It looked like a creature crawled through and dug a massive hole next to the biome. But the group probably wisely decided to not investigate that and leave that alone for another day. But you guys were able to, after your rest, make your way out of Kashyyyk, but not before leaving behind an explosive surprise for the Crusaders, destroying one of their hangar pads in the city. But you made your way back to the wheel, meeting with Vars' commander, letting them know all that transpired, and actually giving them a hint, too. I think Caesar let him know which language, or the tablet that they found. He didn't give the tablet up, but he did let him know what language the Yuzon Vong speak, which is kind of similar to a language within the galaxy proper, giving the Mandalorians a bit of a leg up. And then you guys contacted the Republic, let them know everything that happened, and unfortunately, you guys were told in 2 weeks' time, you'd need to make your way to Coruscant to testify in front of the Senate regarding the events in Vela, Saiho, and all that you've encountered. But before that, we're going to pick up during the group's downtime, their respite after nearly everybody dying on Kashyyyk, as they kind of pursue their own ends and catch up with what's going on in the galaxy. We'll kick off with downtime. So who wants to go first? You guys are in the wheel station, which is kind of a large station independent space. It's one of the few corners of the galaxy that is not controlled by the Dominion, Republic, or the Hutts. It's a true trader's paradise. Information, resources abound. Definitely a good spot to either lay low or kind of acquire what you need or find out what's going on in the galaxy. So, what's the crew thinking?
I want to do one thing first. I'm not sure if it would count for the full downtime, but at least probably the first or second day there, treating the Caesar treating the entire party to either a night of drinking or even a buffet.
Well, you guys could definitely do both if you wanted to. There's the wheel is known for its kind of casinos and bars. It's run by a former Sith, but it's been known kind of as a place to acquire things, but also lose some credits or run some credits in some enjoyable ways. So there's casinos, there's bars, and you could definitely find a spot where you can get drunk and get some decent food along with it too.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Can I put some credits into that to make sure it's the high quality?
For
And if
sure.
so, how many?
So, yeah, what type of establishment would Caesar look for? Like, because the wheel has the runs, like from grungy, like hole in the wall type bars to kind of the upper echelon, like cantinas that you could even see a senator to going to if they ever made their way out as far as the wheel.
I imagine he'd take him to the buffet first, and for the buffet, he would want to pick out like a classical, fancier restaurant, the nice music playing, like not necessarily people being on their best behavior, more so like kind of deal of like you go there, nobody's judging you, it's high class.
Definitely. You guys find the educated Bantha. You see kind of with a little, it has like a picture of a Bantha on it with like a little graduation cap. It's a good spot. It was when you can get in with like a reservation. It's high quality, but it's one that's not going to look at you guys funny for showing up.
Yeah, and for the drinking, basically what he usually goes to, like a kind of a dance bar, probably with some heavy bass music playing, rave music kind of deal.
You easily find that as well. The wheel is it's designed to suck credits out of people's pockets, so they've got a lot of kind of enjoyment or entertainments to help speed that along. So yeah, you're able to find what we'll call that. We'll call that the Raging Jawa cantina with kind of just pulsating beats, flashing lights. It's got all the works in there.
All right, how much would that cost Caesar right there?
We'll say 100 credits for the for everybody's meal. I'll give you a little bonus with that too. Let's see, what's a food bonus?
Were there steamed spider legs in that meal? Because I think at this point we'd want to make it a point to eat some spider.
Crack it open like a crab.
Get as many of them out of the galaxy as possible.
Ordering all the spider dishes.
Uh,
Oh, yeah, you could definitely find some steamed spider legs. They've got some spider crab. Just a lot of like random dishes. Like some of them don't even have spider in them, but just with the spider name in there, they can order and just get some sort of revenge.
Delicious buttery revenge.
delicious buttery revenge. I love it.
Actually, I'll make it easy. So yes, you guys get a good meal and a good night's rest. So I'll give everybody 1d4 to one roll today.
Yo!
Hey.
How much credits would that cost again right there?
Just 100 credits overall.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. Well.
The buffet and drinks were a more personal thank you from Caesar for saving his life.
I mean, I feel like you already thanked me plenty. Var's flexing his new premium gauntlets there. But
No. You misunderstand. Those gauntlets are business. This is personal. Thank you, all of you. Especially you, Dash. Your, your creative thinking and wonderful mind. I would not have thought of it.
Well, you see, I was taking this first aid class. The general said I had to take it. But anyways, I was supposed to, whatever, they were lecturing about something. And then they said a spider can preserve its host body. And I thought, maybe. And it worked.
Caesar will actually bring up like his missing arm and just like, not only did it work, I didn't even fully lose a limb. Simply a hand that was already on its way out the door.
Well,
Callus is like, none of that checks, but somehow it works.
well,
Perhaps it's the Vong physiology that made it somehow adaptable.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
well, for whatever reason, Dash, I'm glad you half paid attention to that first aid seminar. So, glad you're still here. Well, most of you at least. Whew. Well, Vars wants to get comfortable in his new armor.
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, what does Vars' new gear look like?
Well, it is a lot heavier than he's used to. He's been running around in like a facsimile of what Mando armor should look like. But now he's in the real deal, the Beskar steel, and it's thick. It's Beskar's pretty light, but this is a lot of it. It's a lot heavier than he's used to, so he wants to get used to just doing everyday tasks with it. So he's going to set himself to putting together some weaponry that the crew wanted to get. Like for Uli mentioned an interest in wrist blasters at some point. So he'll throw in the credits. He's feeling generous. He feels good. He feels powerful. Hell yeah. So he'll work on that for 2 of his downtime days, getting together those wrist blasters, right?
Yeah, wrist
Yeah.
blasters, and then he would come to you sheepishly with the mod that, that he took from the Mandalorians. This is a little embarrassing. I don't know how I installed this in the hand wraps the last time. Do you think you could maybe take a look at it and work your magic, get it to work together? Every time I put it near, it makes all the other things not work. I don't know what I'm doing here. To be honest, somebody else did this for me the last time. I just thought I'd never change it.
Well, you've got somebody else to do it for you this time. Give it here.
Oh, thank you very much. This will come in handy in the upcoming fight.
Well, looking forward to it. He's gonna I don't know. It's hard to tell his like body in his face, but his body language seems more jovial. He's in a great mood. And he'll work on that with glee. Just again, doing everyday tasks in his new set of second skin.
Yeah, because he was also, I forgot to mention the recap. He was kind of brought out of undercover from the Mandalorians. So he was re-embraced as a member of the Mandalorian clans, and no longer has that kind of dishonorable cloud hanging around over his head from our fellow Mandalorians.
Yeah, he's it feels good. Did anybody else have any other sort of weaponry that they wanted worked on in the meantime?
I know Caesar wanted a shoulder blaster. You could probably make that for him too. I don't know how long that would take. Because you've got 3 more days.
3 more days, and how much does that stuff cost?
I'm not sure.
Is the shoulder? Is it the blaster or the cannon?
Caesar, you there? Oh, he's out there. I think he went with the blaster.
Okay, well, we can come back to it whenever he gets back and make sure. In the meantime, somebody else can resolve their business.
See, that shoulder blaster is like $12.75.
Yeah, I'm looking at the workshop.
Well, the workshop, what does the workshop do? Cut it down and or increase your crafting rate?
Probably
Yeah,
good.
it increases it by just a little bit.
Okay.
By an amount of 5 times your character level.
Yep.
That's something.
So 275 a day instead of 250. Not bad.
Sweet. And what mod did Vars go with for? Oh no, he didn't get a mod for. Yeah, so,
I didn't
yeah, he
get a
got
mod. No.
the new Mandel gear. What's your AC nowadays?
20. A delicious,
Oh.
yummy 20.
Nice.
Dang.
Come and get me.
That makes me feel so much better. That you're
Yeah, it'll be easier to keep them up. Also, he had I don't think anybody wanted it, but I will bring it up again. The optimized actuators that increase your speed by like plus 5 feet.
I'm already
That's,
fast enough. Thank you.
Huh?
I mean, I'll take it. If no one else wants it.
I've got one. Yeah, I've got one spot left. So
We've got one spot left. Dash.
Yeah. Oh no, go for it. You're good. Take it.
Okay, so let's say he works
I
on
think
that.
Dash moves a little bit more than me, though. I mean, I kind of stand in one spot and go, "Why are they not grouped together?" And then,
Well,
Wait, I
to
just
make it-
realized I don't have any modifications to my armor. I'll take
you do not move.
No,
but the front lines.
yeah,
Oh,
but you've only got so many arms, man.
You need
Just
to
about the
find a
flesh
new melee
wound.
weapon too if you get back in the close quarters.
Yeah,
Fortunately, poor Brutus skittered away after your
Oh,
untimely.
my boy.
The special boy.
Yeah,
Alright, so-
I
I need
wasn't
to
there,
find a
but I
picture.
can imagine that Talus like took out his defibrillators as Dash goes over with that. He's like, click. No, okay. Wow, that worked. And I call myself a doctor.
Science schmience. Stab him with the spider bits.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess whoever wants to add the optimized actuators to the armor, just let's say Vars installs it for you.
Yeah, go for it. I'm
Okay.
good. I can shoot really far away, so I don't have to run fast. I also got my booster boots, so I'm good.
Okay, then Talus to get him out of danger, because if we need one of us to stay alive, it's him, because he can get the rest of us back up. So
Fantastic. What's it called again?
all right. Optimized actuators. It's just a +5 to your speed. And that goes with your armor.
I guess, does anyone want a rapid core for a blaster? It's
What's that
the
do?
premium one. It gives you rapid. I think it would give you rapid half, I believe. Let me look.
Unfortunately, I don't have a blaster chassis to do that with, but I have a blaster, but I have a wrist blaster that I've never even used. It's just there to look pretty.
Oh. You know,
Decorations.
To look
I mean,
Covered in a web, it might come in handy. That's
Yeah.
all I'm gonna say.
so it's a rapid core. You have to have a blaster. Uses cells or cartridges, and it gives you the rapid property with a rapid number equal 1/2 its reload number. So otherwise, I'll just sell it, which is fine too.
Do it.
I've already got rapid on mine, so
That's the
Alright.
one where you just spray and pray, right?
Yeah, it's a saving throw instead of an attack roll, and then you do you roll your damage twice, basically.
here's to hoping we see a lot more of successful stunning strikes in the future.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
the
look
way
forward
the
to
way
that.
Dash is built with those right there. If it's automatic failures, it's just shredding.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
Well, all right, and I think that'll do it for Vars for now. I also wanted to sell some stuff, but if anybody else wants to take care of something, please go ahead.
Sweet. For Vars, anything else outside of building that he did, even not downtime related? Anything else he would do, just kind of on the station as he's getting back from Kashyyyk?
Well, I imagine a great deal of it is just again kind of getting used to being in real Beskargam again. Like again, he's been in light armor for most of his mercenary days, so he's trying to get used to the feel of being in heavy armor once again, and just wants to, live in it, feel it. And he's going to go sell his old armor because that's behind him. Pshaw. Let's so
So
I
half
imagine-
cost, yeah.
half. Okay, I'll take care of that.
Sweet. So what's the rest of the crew doing for their? Oh, Caesar, would you want Vars to build your shoulder blaster?
He would be honored if that was brought to him.
Oh, hell yeah! By all means, yeah. Bars
Yeah,
will
because
work
there's
on
3
that.
days left, but I think that should be more than enough.
That
275,
does.
275. Not quite, but I mean, it's like a week to get there, right? So
I can finish it on the board too. Yeah.
okay, so let's just say that then.
He will pay you the full cost, though.
No. Keep your credits. Spend that on more nights out. We're fine. I promise.
Save your money for some gambling later.
Yeah,
Head
we'll
on
go
the
lose it in a
garden.
go lose it in a casino, not with me.
Misa not go to casinos. I do not have good ties to casinos.
All right, well, spend it on something else. Another night out. It's fine. I'm happy to do this. I promise you.
You know what? Caesar's gonna do that. He'll spend some money on another night out, going for a movie night. Just a marathon.
Did he buy some movies a while back? I forgot what they
Yes.
were.
They were. I had it written down. Where is it? I know it's written down somewhere. Dang, it's not written down on the sheet, but it was a rom-coms, and it was. He got like the trilogy, and he'll basically ask the party what movies they wanna go and see, just like throughout the year.
We watched that trilogy about the wars in space. Is that one? You got that one? I like that one.
They call them galaxy battles.
Galaxy battles.
Galaxy battles.
Yeah, volume 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, I'm big into
But
space
for some reason,
westerns.
those came out 30 years after they did 4, 5, and 6. It's just the weirdest thing. Yeah,
And nobody ever talks about 7, 8, and 9.
No.
they got their place. But,
Lisa already living a galaxy battle.
actually, he's got a good point.
Personally, my vote is on some kind of romance or comedy. Likely both. Something we can laugh at, perhaps of low quality.
Like, how low quality are we going?
We are saying the kind of camera someone has to wield in one hand. Like those HoloVids you'd see on HoloNet.
Why do you want to watch a bad movie or bad holo?
Well, I find it hilarious.
Kind of laughing at someone's imperfections almost?
Yes.
Like, watching the movie itself is the joke?
Talus will take a small flashlight and be like, "Look here," and like start checking your eyes. Like, what is wrong with you? Don't blink. Open.
Misa is a romantic at heart. Believe it or not.
Doc, I don't think you can diagnose what's wrong with him.
I don't either, and I give up and I click the light off and just.
Have you
But,
considered
yeah.
that perhaps this is exactly how he's meant to function? He's working properly?
Debatable, but it's worked for him so far. So
Yeah, sometimes you gotta watch a bad movie to appreciate a good one.
All right, let's go watch the bad movie.
I can see
After
the
that
logic. of
buffet, I'll watch anything. Thank you. It's delicious.
As long as I can numb the pain of it with some ale.
Well, I mean, I think that was a given. And I also, he'll pull out this box. I don't know where these came from, but I found them on the ship. It's a case of Intergalactic Pretzel Company pretzels and like preserved cheese. I don't know. I don't know if you want to eat that.
Perfect.
This will
The
work perfect.
forest itself is
But we're surrounded by foods that are perishable. Why would we eat
Perishable
this?
rations in a bad movie. Why not? It's what could go wrong?
All right.
Yeah. So as we sit down to the movie, I pull out my own box, and it's my box of explosive supplies. And as we're watching, I'm just gonna start taking apart some grenades. Cooking something up.
Oh, that's do not forget about the bombs that take you to sneak into the set.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Oh
What?
yeah, that's what I'm doing.
What plan is this?
We're
What?
bringing a bomb into the Senate.
Multiple if that's what they
Oh.
do.
Oh wow.
Why?
We are gonna get fired. This is
Yeah.
this is bad PR.
This is not your first war crime. Do not pretend like it.
I
is.
haven't committed any war crimes. I don't even know why I have to go with you. It's just guilty by association.
I mean, I was gonna play nice with the Senate for. He's gonna gesture at Caesar and Dash for your guys' sake, but if you guys want to do this,
We gotta. I
Do
mean,
not
Yeah.
worry.
I'll watch
The
terrible
bombs-
movies with you.
The bombs will not go off.
Dash is gonna start showing all of his ways to sneak bombs in, and they're just terrible. Like he comes up with this like ankle wristlet bomb. You put it on your ankle and you push it, and it blows up. But it's got like a plate, like 4 square inch steel plate that you wear over your wrist or your like ankle. And he's like, it'll work. Don't worry. It's gonna be great. Like just these like terrible ideas.
Can I just call in sick? I'll write myself a note.
Yeah. So you're like trying to
Or-
watch the movie, and he's like pushing it. He's like, no, try push that button. It'll blow up. It's arm. Don't really push it. It's arm. Like 3 inches from your face.
We're on the Novacana. I don't know if we want to go into space right now. If we're on the wait, we're watching movies. Never mind. Are we on the Novacana watching?
I would
movies?
assume you guys are on the Novacon.
Yeah, just like good pajama night. Just like
yeah, I'm not paying for a
watching
room
movies.
somewhere else. That's,
The hell no.
Yeah, absolutely not.
During the movie, Caesar will ask everyone just like, do any of you have family out there, children?
you
On
used to.
Coruscant?
Just in general. I assume none of you do. Personally, I do not.
I mean,
My family is kind of spread out. I'm doing some really deep memory recall here, but I'm pretty sure that looking at you, Tegan. I think that my mother is still on Coruscant as a professor, but my father, and I think my father's there too, or he's on Umbara, and then my brother is on Umbara. So we just flew by my family, or some of my family.
I don't remember where your brother is, but yeah, your dad's on Umbara and your mother's on Coruscant. She's
Right.
a professor at Coruscant University.
But she's way too busy. She won't see us unless maybe it's urgent. But
Your kid getting called
Right.
to testify in front of the Senate for potential war crimes, maybe.
nah, I've been in worse. I've been in worse. But why do you ask, Caesar? What's the curiosity?
It's simply put, whenever I've treated my men, I usually send something to their families. Many of them had children of their own joining the Dominion because, well, and most of them believed in them. And since I've joined the Republic, most of my men are not willing to tell me where their families live. So I've not been able to send any gifts or presents. No wine baskets, no boxes of fruit or candies.
Well, and Talus is trying to find the emotional side of this to, I don't know, fill in the awkwardness that he's feeling right now because he's not this type, and he's just like, well, it's it's very thoughtful. Hey, can I see that explosive?
Yeah, it's armed. Don't push that button.
Don't push this
Definitely
one
don't
right
push that
here.
one.
This one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. And so Caesar would know that Dash, probably in his personnel file, I assume Caesar would probably look at everyone's personnel file from the Republic Army.
Yeah.
You would know that he grew up an orphan, so you wouldn't know that he came off Ord Mantell, but he doesn't necessarily have any family except for the unit he was in. So
Something Caesar and Dash have in common. Orphans.
Well, I don't know how to say this, especially given that you're the one that asked, but mine are gone, I think. I know most of them are gone. Would your time with the Dominion have possibly taken you anywhere out near Maltok, by any chance?
Tegan. Would it have?
I don't know.
It is in Dominion space.
It is. I'm just looking up on the
it
map.
used
Is it in the outer rim?
It
'Cause if
is
it's
like
in-
it's
yeah.
like almost in the outer rim, I think. I'm trying to find exactly where it is.
Well, let you decide. Caesar, were you part of
Ah.
any of the?
He'll think of it. Could someone ping you on the map so I know exactly where it is?
Yeah, I'm looking.
I'm trying to remember where it's at. I think it's in the northwest.
My own home planet, and I can't remember where the hell this is.
Oh,
There it is,
northwest.
right there.
Oh, actually, I was wrong.
L3. No, L4.
It's right
Yeah,
by
right,
Megiddo. Yeah.
right up there. So you see him like think for a solid second on reliving some memories of war, and then he kind of nods to that. Yes, I do believe so.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. But
Is that where you're from?
that's where I'm from.
I am quite
Until
sorry for
the
Well,
Dominion
no.
came, and then I wasn't from there anymore. But I don't hold it against you. Probably wasn't you, but
What exactly happened there? Because depending on the description, it may have actually been Caesar, depending on the time frame and description.
I mean, hell, he is the butcher of the rim, so
I gave a vague description. I mean, it was war. They came and took the planet, and there was firebombing and explosions and turbo laser blasts. So
How long ago was it that the Dominion took the war? Caesar was with them for only about 10 years.
well, I don't know. That would be a Tegan question at some point.
Yeah, I have
Where
to
I got
look at
stuck off my
Uli's
beat.
backstory. I forgot how long he was with. How long were we with the Yankee monks? That'd be the easiest way to figure that out.
Oh, it was a few years. Like he was just kind of out there with nowhere to go. So
So
So it
we'll say
could've-
like
could
6,
feasibly
7
have
years
been there.
ago.
Dang, are you okay with Caesar being one of the officers that was responsible for it?
and let's say were the Mandalorians involved at that point, or had they already kind of broken off?
I think
At that point, they were
Uli,
still there. They were still there.
Provide support.
Uli has a more open view of how things are. So, like with the Ang-T, their view of the Force isn't so much black and white, like light and dark. It's a bit of a rainbow. It can be light and dark, but it's also got color and vibrancy. It's like adding a third dimension to two-dimensional space. They see things a little differently. So Uli's not terribly, like, he knows that like an ally one day could become an enemy the next, and vice versa. Things are much more fluid and gray than people think they are. They're still good and evil and light and dark, but there's a lot in between point A and point B.
So
So
are you saying yes?
fairly
You're
forgiving.
good. Are you good with Caesar being one of the officers responsible for that?
I mean, he's definitely like he's not okay with what you did. But,
No, I'm
may
asking
have
you as a
but
player
he's-
because this is a
yeah,
decision
yeah,
I'm about to
yeah.
play.
No,
Oh.
he is kind of like he understands. Given
then
different opportunities, you probably would have chosen something different.
Caesar
Or not. You are who you
Yeah.
are.
Caesar would look to Uli and kind of give a nod as he remembers it. Yes, I was there. I produced quite a bit to slag, if I remember correctly. Though, no, yes, I remember it quite clearly.
Well, from what I can remember of it, it was quite beautiful at one point. Hopefully I get back there someday and, no offense, but maybe liberate it from the scum that tried to taint it and poison it and turn it into something it's not. But I don't know. This new threat might do that for us.
Well,
Yes, the
Hard to tell.
Republic wasn't treating it well even beforehand. The fact I got to it says enough about that. And the fact that I did do it for so long says enough about that.
Well, as much as I don't enjoy saying it, yes, the Republic did kind of... We weren't important enough. We were strategically abandoned for other, more important places, which ultimately, I don't even know if the Republic managed to take them. We probably just got lost along with everything else, thrown out with the rest of the trash.
Yes,
Which is a shame.
that was the message I was trying to send to the people of the Republic at the time. Though the subtlety, well, there wasn't any. That the Republic did not care for the people of the Outer Rim and were more concerned with their own agendas. As such, they would let it fall easily. And those who would fight simply were not competent to stand against the Dominion. Of
But
course,
don't you also kind of perpetuate that same idea by, callously murdering a bunch of people? Does seem a bit
Huh?
counterproductive.
callously, I don't feel anything when I kill people. Sometimes satisfaction if my head is somewhere else, but I wouldn't say callous.
Doesn't
I
not
mean-
caring mean callous? Isn't that?
yeah, that's like galactic basics. Not my best subject, Caesar, but that's callous to a T.
Oh, in that case, yes, I am quite callous. Forgive me. I did not learn my basic in any school or such.
Good grief, are all Gungans like this?
No, I have no idea.
Holy hell. I mean, I don't necessarily like the idea of, what we did during the start of the war with the Dominion, but I don't like murdering, taking down cities. I mean, it's better to take them over, incorporate them, use their resources. It's hard to keep them because, well, populations don't like being subjugated, but hopefully in time they pick up your ways and you're
That is
integrated.
quite the word you just used there. The Dominion does not subjugate. If you do not join, you die. But if you do join, you are given all the amenities any true loyal planet to the Dominion would be.
Yeah,
I was actually just going to mention that too, so that was perfect. If you fight, you get rocked, but if you do submit to the Dominion,
I, of course, unfortunately, in my early years, did not understand that and was a bit too indiscriminate. But I did learn over my service.
It does puzzle me, though, for a group of people that seem so hell-bent on freedom and anti-slavery that they would then turn around and subjugate the very people that refuse to join them.
Oh,
mean,
we don't subjugate those who refuse to join us. We slaughter them. Well, rather, the Dominion slaughter them. I guess I still do that for the Republic nowadays.
I guess I stand alone then, because I was definitely put on a prison transport ship.
Oh, in that case, that
to go
wasn't the
do-
Dominion. That was probably someone's own personal agenda. Some of the Sith, or some few
That's a good
think
point.
they can sleight of hand the Dominion.
It's a good point. The Ang-T don't make that distinction, though. You carry prisoners, you will no longer carry prisoners once they get through with you, because you won't carry anything.
At least that tells me that you weren't one of my prisoners. I didn't take any back then.
Fair enough. So maybe it wasn't you there.
Oh no, I was definitely there.
Oh, well, that's disappointing.
Why not?
He
Why
sits there,
is
thinks he made progress.
disappointing?
Like, oh, probably
Yeah.
wasn't. Oh no, it
The
was. Oh,
force has
all
brought
right.
us together again as allies. And now we are saving the galaxy from an invasive force together, fighting as one.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's beautiful?
Yeah,
I mean,
it's.
for now.
I can see it taking shape,
Yeah.
but we'll see. It depends on how these new invaders go. I can't say if. Well, I mean, look at what these Crusaders. If these invaders somehow come across people that want to be free, that have been getting the heel put on their throat for so long, from both sides, the Republic and the Dominion, maybe if they don't see the Mandalorians as a true alternative, they'll see these people as some sort of true alternative. That's kind of what I worry about. How many planets like mine are these people potentially capable of bringing into the fold? Even a few is dangerous, but this galaxy is filled with billions of stars and probably as many planets. Even if a quarter of them are populated, which
Do
they
you
are,
want a
that's a
good
lot of
example?
people.
Yeah.
Do you want a good example of what that looks like? Because we see that in our own galaxy, though with a lot
Sure.
less flesh. It's in the
Sure.
Huts. The Huts did that. They were once a proud warrior race, indisputable, indomitable. And then they slaved. They took slaves, a lot of them, dominated, and eventually didn't see the need to do that work for themselves. If the not the Dominion side, if these invaders are anything like them, taking those slaves and reshaping bodies to fit their needs, I see that sometime in their future, if they do conquer the galaxy, they may lose a lot of what made them true warriors
Yeah.
and
Well,
become more hedonists.
that's
So
a lot
we
of high thought for stuff that's not going to happen in our lifetimes.
Oh, true, but don't you think it's so many years into the future? So many steps ahead.
Um,
kill them through cultural assimilation. I hadn't thought about it that way.
that's a lot slower than I want to do it.
It's
Eh,
a lot more painful in some ways, though.
it's worked
Imagine
for
if
the
they sat
Republic
around watching
for a
those
long time.
holodramas we just watched.
Hell.
Kind of
Yeah,
funny.
but I don't know. There's just something primal about being the one to pull the trigger that scratches an itch that, getting them hooked on holodramas doesn't scratch.
Speaking of which, this one, absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
liked
love
it.
it.
Wasn't that bad. I mean, for garbage.
It's got that. It's something classical in it, trying to replicate something so beautiful, failing so bad that it boasts its own charm.
Well, all the conflict comes from just miscommunication. If they sat down and talked for 5 minutes, we would have finished this holodrama in 10.
Ah, yes. Reminds me of an old fling I had way back when I first entered my service to the Dominion, but 2 years in. Didn't work out. It was with a music player. Only lasted 2 weeks.
Well, hope they were fun.
Eh, he was interesting.
I mean, well, because he played music.
He had very interesting ideas about music, about the art form, and funny enough, a lot of it kind of matches up with the ideas of the Force. Though I think he may have simply read that on some kind of forum on the HoloNet.
I've seen that thread go around.
Yes. At the time, it transfixed me. Now, it's a lot of rubbish.
Well,
What did he play?
Jizz.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm
I wanted
trying
to
my
make that
best
joke
not
the
to
whole
do
time.
it.
You had
I'm
to.
sorry.
You had
I'm
to.
trying longer to do it. I'm sorry.
I don't know how that ever got approved, but yeah, you had to.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I
Oh,
mean,
well.
take it up with George Lucas.
Yeah.
I'm not even. Yeah, the hell, goddamn.
The
It
fact
is-
that a background is called in Star Wars 5e. I won't say it again, but Whaler.
Oh yeah.
God.
That's what George Lucas called him. That's what.
Yeah.
That was a straight Lucas decision.
Yeah, can't blame that one on Kathleen Kennedy.
One
Jeez.
one letter away from jazz. That's all it is.
Yeah. And I feel like he thought he was
does.
clever, and nobody just had the heart to tell him.
Yeah.
Actually,
Ooh.
like, I play the Shawn myself. I haven't really. I mean, I of course you got to play. Everybody learn jazz when you're first starting out, hitting the bad notes, and then you branch out to other forms of music. Mostly, I just
bet,
play to my plants, so I don't know if it's any good or not. But
I bet you were at least better than him. Never before had I met a tone deaf bit.
yeah, that is an odd one. But no, I mean, the plants aren't dead, so I'm assuming it's not that bad. I know how to play it. It doesn't sound like like a third grade class learning how to play it together and very, very off key. But nice quiet times with the plants. Sometimes you gotta make your own music instead of listening to everybody else. Helps bring a little bit more into this galaxy than rubbish and darkness.
Well, I'm gonna go get another drink.
You guys definitely have a pretty well-stocked beer fridge, I bet, with your former companion. He still has his brewery kit set up within the ship, so you guys definitely have some access to some good brews.
Rip Geert.
I think you guys still have like 6 like enhanced ones too.
Yeah.
that you could bust
Yeah,
out.
it was whatever the
or 5.
pick whatever your main stat was and find that drink, and that was what he made for you. So I don't know what your dominant stats are, but there's one that it gives like tech points, one that adds to intelligence, all the stats. And I think, is there one beyond tech points and force points in the stats? I thought there was like another, like adds
like dexterity and like wisdom, all the stats. I don't think there's anything else beyond like tech points,
Okay.
force points.
I
I
thought
think
there
there's
was
like maneuvers or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There would be something that replenishes those extra focus or something. That's something I should find.
Well,
Oh, go ahead.
no, just all this talk. Trying to watch a stupid movie.
I'm talking through the best parts
sorry,
of
I
philosophical
thought it was over.
conversation.
He said it was a sled. I thought that was the end of the movie. Sorry. Yeah, this movie's even worse than I thought. Never mind.
Var secretly gets very engaged with the plot.
Super like, why won't they just talk this out? They would be so happy together. It frustrates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was totally gonna go for him being like super like, yeah, well, yeah, the Dominion. Yeah, Uli, your family. Why would you just say yes?
Actually, one last small bit for this bit right here. Just seems looking to everyone and realizing something. Hold on a moment. I served in the destruction of Uli's planet, and way back when, I remember, before I met Dash, I had stepped on one of his mines. It was quite a funny scenario. I thought the name on it was his, and I was looking for that name when looking for him before I learned who he was. That is 2 of you. I wonder how the Force has done. Have we interacted with all of each other before we've met each other and traveled now in some way.
I wonder if Caesar of ours. I don't think we've ever talked about this because there's a good chance you guys.
Yeah, Mars
Yeah.
just casually be like, yeah, probably. I mean, Dominion's only so big, and yeah.
Did you
wouldn't put it
ever
past them.
work for anyone called Genocide Clyde?
Let's say yes. Let's just go with yes.
That was me!
What the hell?
Yes, early on during my service, I made the mistake of correcting an officer on how to say my name, and he said to me, "Your name is Clyde now." And I kid you not, for the next 3 years, everyone called me Clyde. It's funny looking back on it, but at the time, it made me upset to no end.
Because of the genocide, or
No, I earned the genocide part, but I hated the fact it rhymed.
for what it's worth, Caesar, I did too. Yeah, I mean, there were a good amount of plans we took, and I'd wager one of them was probably Uli's, but sorry, bud, I can't remember. It was a lot of fighting.
There's a quote.
I was just gonna say I didn't like. Wasn't a big fan of when the Dominion decided to go scorched earth against enemies, but you know, I wasn't running that show. I was just along for the ride.
There was a quote I heard from a Sith I once worked with. The one I made a skull for throne for once. And it was, to us, this is another Tuesday. For them, it is formative memories. I feel like that is quite fitting.
Yeah. I mean, war's just one big blur. Oh well.
Funny you say that. I am fairly certain Maltok fell on a Tuesday.
kind of points, just like, it might have been at Motok. It was some lush planet. But at that point, it wasn't lush. And that's all that's easy. That's all I got for Caesar for that one.
This has been a little, good. Cathartic, even. Thank you, Caesar.
You're so welcome.
I mean, I don't thank you too much, but since I've known you, thank you.
Not for the war crimes. Not for the.
Yeah,
Thank
no,
you.
I'm not.
Not for the
I
war
mean,
crimes.
I understand, but what the hell, man?
Perfect. Well, you guys are able to enjoy, for some, enjoy the rest of the movie, the trashy rom-com that you guys were able to find. I feel like Caesar would probably, and I like some trashy shows too. I feel like he'd probably watch the Star Wars version of 90 Day Fiance, just trashy reality TV shows.
Yeah.
But you guys are able to get that in, get some rest. We'll get the rest of the crew's downtime on. So who wants to go next for what they're doing during their week on the wheel?
Real fast, I'm sorry to beg for it, but did we get an inspiration for that?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You guys, I put a couple in there already. So you guys definitely got some inspo for that.
Makes sense for Uli to go last,
right now.
unless somebody else has a pressing need to go last.
I can go next. That'll matter. Mine will be pretty straightforward. I have some stuff I need to sell.
Okay.
So some of it is standard, and I assume is that just sell for half?
Just sell for half cost.
And then I've got 2 premium items I want to sell. No one wanted my Rapid Core, so I got to sell a Rapid Core. That's a premium mod, and then my chain gun, which is a premium chain gun chassis.
Okay. So let me pull up the selling enhanced items rules real quick. And we'll just sell those together to make it easy. So it doesn't cost another week for you. Where is selling it?
So I got it. I think I got it up, and it just so I have to roll like a 1d6 to see how long it takes, and then a 1d100. I assume I do some type.
So you have to do an intelligence check or an investigation check to find a buyer.
Okay. Cool. I'll just go ahead and do that. See how this goes. Ooh, 20. That's pretty high. Okay. It'd be all right. I did not have advantage on that, so it would have been a 15.
15. It's a 20 for that.
Don't forget the D4 from the dinner.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I couldn't hit it. But...
Yeah, well, it's fine. It's a premium item. 15's fine for that.
Okay.
Let's roll 1d6. See if you have any
Okay.
left overtime afterwards. All right, takes 4 days. So you have an extra day afterwards as well. Then
right.
roll D100 plus 0.
Uh,
46. All right. So half the item's value. So do you remember we'll have to we'll have to do some rolls for that one too to see how you make out there for it. So for the modification, roll 2d8, keep the highest, and then times it by 750. Oh, well, both of these roll 2d8, keep the highest. For the chain gun, you times it by 750 and just leave it. For the modification, you times it by 750 and then half it.
all right. So this will be for. We'll do the modification first.
Okay.
So, oh, nice. I got to get my calculator out for this. All right. So 7 times 750.
Mhm.
Cut in half. So 26.25. Nice.
Perfect. So you'll get, because they're buying for half cost, 13, we'll say.
All right. So that's for the mod, and then I'll do 2d6 again, or 2d8. Nice.
Nice. Times 750 for the 8.
So 8 times 6,000. So that'll be a clean 3,000.
Perfect. Yeah, you kind of find as you go through and search the wheel, you find an older, kind of Geonosian, just trader, and you see he's got a lot of Republic war memorabilia kind of stashed around his stall, and he clearly is just probably. I imagine Dash tells a bit of the story, and he's just kind of clearly enraptured with it. It pays way more than he should.
Nice.
Sweet. So anything else Dash does this time off as he kind of recuperates from the events in Kashyyyk?
Got to restock my explosive supply, so I'll spend some of that new cash and pick up. I don't know, just go 3,000 more. So I've stocked in my my probably two boxes of explosives under my bunk now.
You still have a day left if you want to build some explosives.
Yeah. How much can I make in a day?
250. Well, I forgot how much it is with your workbench.
I think it's an extra 25 credits, but I could be wrong.
And then I have does my thing help me at all?
If you have crafter, it also adds another 50 to that. I think it actually adds 100 if you have expertise with it. Or I could be thinking of something else.
No, I didn't take the one that crafted. So, all right. So 275. Is that what we're at? All right, cool. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make myself a bomb. Make myself a grenade. I'm running low. What can I make? Can I make a stun? Yeah, so a stun grenade is 250, so I'll just go ahead and make 2 of them, right? Is they're half cost to craft?
To craft it.
Yeah, so I'll make 2 stun grenades.
Nice. So you, after finding that Geonosian buyer, you're able to get through and get some time in the shop. Probably after Vars vacates, after making a couple of the crew's new guns, and get going on some grenades. Sweet. So what's the rest of the crew doing?
All right. Uli, you wanted to go last, yeah?
Unless you wanted to go last or something, I think it would make more sense for Uli to go last. But
So yeah. As far as the items that I got a powered armoring Mark II for my armor. So just the good old Doc trying to fill in some weakness there. So he's a little bit stronger when he's got his armor on, which you guys haven't really like seen because he wears like an Embaran robe over it, so it's just underneath, a little bit concealed, so more than meets the eye to the doctor. And then I also acquired a tech ring that can store some powers, and I put a couple of oh crap buttons in there for a rainy day in the event that that comes around again. Caesar, looking at you. And as far as downtime, he'll be in the laboratory, and he'll kind of pull out 2 vials and look at them. One's got the Y shock poison that was extracted, and then one has the earworm as well. And he kind of just loiters on it for a second, like which one does he want to mess around with? And let's see, here we go. Okay. He's going to mess with the Y shock poison, and he's going to try to reverse engineer that. And you said that it was a prototype?
Prototype.
Wonderful. That sucks. If I don't mess it up. So I think the DC is 23.
Let me pull up that one. Reverse engineering 23. You do have an extra D4 though from Caesar.
Okay. So I'm going to use the laboratory on the Nova Kana. It does the same thing, but I feel like it's a little bit more appropriate. This is the workbench. And as I kind of just crack my knuckles and start pulling out all my tools, and I'm getting ready to kind of see what makes this poison so poisonous, because it's actually pretty extreme, y'all. You never gave me a DC for it, by the way, but it does 66 poison damage on a ranged slug or a melee attack.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty hefty. And with that lab, I can make it, at least right now, a DC 16, and it will do 66 with the if it reverse engineers correctly. And in addition to that, add my intelligence modifier to it as well. So 66 plus 5. Okay. So as I get my tools out and everything, I'll kind of take a look towards the door and just kind of look around the lab, make sure that nobody else is there, and pull out a little glitter stem.
A little while since Talos has a hit.
So, and the reason for that isn't it's to help me focus, of course, but I've kind of been through quite the ordeal. Spiders, and spiders. Oh my! I forgot Bong were in that too. So yeah, he just kind of. I have no idea what it looks like, except from the movies when people are like, ah. And yeah, so I've got an extra 1d3, and then using the lab or the workbench, because they essentially do the same thing, I'll get an additional +2 to it. And if I need it, which I hope I don't yet, I will throw on that 1d4. So poisoner's kit, or should I use bioanalysis kit?
Poisonous gift for this one.
Poisoners. Okay.
Oh, and don't forget to roll for addiction.
Yep. I'll do that right after this. Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so you were able to break down the poison and reverse engineer it. So you got to see how it forms together, and you're pretty sure you can synthesize this if need be, and we got the time.
Awesome, because that's kind of what I would like to do on the wheel when I'm not walking around with pupils the size of golf balls. So now I need to make a wisdom save. Wonderful. This is gonna be fun.
So how many of the spiders that Talus saw on Kashyyyk were actually real? And how many were induced, like hallucination?
No!
Oh.
Talus is addicted again. He shook it off for a little while, but
Reaction, health action.
He needs help. He needs a lot of help.
Right?
But
It's
that
gonna
glitter
require
felt
intervention.
real good. Like you're like, why have I not been doing this lately?
This feels great.
I'm thinking clearly. I just broke down a very complex poison.
Thinking what else I could do if I was on this all the time. Gosh,
so
it
high
makes
right now.
everything better.
Come back in the lab spotless. Just clean.
Yeah.
I feel like Jarvis's camera got turned off in the lab.
Sir, the camera in the lab is. Don't worry about it. Great, wonderful, addicted. Again, I guess bright-eyed from the glitter stem. Now I'm just like walking around the wheel, and I don't know if I need anything specific, but I'm gonna just try to buy some materials. I don't know. I know that I can create as far as normal standard poison. Where is it? There it is. I can create 4 per day. So I don't know what that would amount to on the on that side.
So this was being kind of a prototype one. We'll say 1 week will get you 2 batches for it.
1 week. Okay. So how much would that cost? Because that's what I'm specifically gonna look for is walking around the wheel, just looking for the necessary components to create at least 2 of those.
Definitely. So roll 2d10 plus 1. So keep the highest and add 1 to it.
Oh.
10.
All right. So that makes it easy. So 10 times 25. So that would be 25,000. Cut that in half. It will be 12,000 per the 2 batches.
That actually seems reasonable considering how strong this is about to be. Because if you read what the poisoner's kit actually does when you use it, it's towards the bottom of the entry that I put in for it, but it's what I was talking about. It adds on my intelligence modifier, it just makes it even stronger.
Nice.
So it's yeah, that'll be me between the horrible shows and everything. I just thought of something. I thought about it a while back because Caesar was all about the mommy and the daddy and the parents and stuff. I'm gonna send a hollow mail to all my family, just individual ones, so kind of short and sweet because that's how we roll in the Dici family. To my brother, I just go hi and that's it, and then no, just be, hey bro, how are things going on in Bara? Everything well? Look forward to seeing you one of these days. There's no bad blood between us, just we're always busy. And then I will definitely tell my mommy and my daddy, because my father is running for senator not sure how much time has actually passed since I passed it on to you and what his current status is, but it's going to be really interesting. His son being on trial for potential war crimes, and also my mother being a very prominent scientist, and everything that's going to go on with that. And considering my history with a university and a spider, which I'm sure is very much dead. So I'll be sending a hollow mail to both mommy and daddy and letting them know that I will be standing before the Senate and that they have nothing to fear about any sort of allegations and whatnot that are brought against me, and I have all the proof that I need. And I will send a small clip because I don't want my mother to freak out. I mean, she's seen some crazy stuff, but the bong, not the entire galaxy hasn't really been kind of shown them yet. They haven't seen it yet.
The Vong
So-
have kept a pretty low profile, so
Yeah.
pretty much you guys, the Senate, the Senate's been shown. I'm not sure they believe them yet, but it's been.
Wait, but the Republic has a Chazrak.
They do, yeah. So
They have
underground
the
facility.
Wait, they also have a Vong.
they do.
It doesn't
Get to the
exist.
Vong for them. Does
It's
not
like
exist.
it's like aliens. It's like aliens. They have no idea.
Definitely
So-
something the Republic has. Intelligence probably got to look at it. But yeah, you've definitely not seen any mention of the Chazrak or the Yuzo Vong you captured on the HoloNet. They're definitely in a black site somewhere.
So I'm smart enough because I know that I've shared a lot of the footage that I've recorded with both the Republic and Zerka. So in the event that I was to release any of this, there's only one person that had it outside of two of those major entities right there. And I think I also shared it with the Mandalorians as well.
A little bit of it, yeah.
So that's three entities that have it, but I expect that they would keep that close to chest. I don't know. So I do send kind of like a small teaser trailer of, these are the facts right here. This is a new enemy in the galaxy, and don't worry, Dad, this won't derail your campaign. And and Mom, this won't ruin your reputation. I am a good son, and I covered my bases. And press play if you want to, but this is hard to watch. And it'll just be some video of the Yuzong Bong and us fighting them, maybe like a 10-15 second clip, just to really showcase the threat. And that'll be it. And if I do have time, since I'm on my high, well, actually, it only lasts a minute. So I think I'm on my high. Sure. I'm gonna. Well, it's a good thing that I have Jarvis because I'm gonna depend on him heavily for what I just kind of require next. So not necessarily something that I'm gonna do myself. I'm just gonna ask him to kind of piece together everything that we've gathered thus far and put it together in a way that makes sense. So a lot better than the 1 million slide PowerPoint that we had Uli watch or go through, but something that really will put the feels in the sense of urgency and put it into perspective that this is a very real threat. We are not the enemy, and neither in the squabbles of the galaxy need to be put on pause, at least for a little bit, to coordinate an effort against this. And that's what I say to Jarvis, but I'm sure it sounds a lot like, we need to put.
A lot of gesturing.
Look. You got to make it dumb enough for senators to understand.
Yes.
Jarvis, make it happen.
Sweet. So with that, with you kind of helping Jarvis out with that, I'll have your choice for Talos. I'm not sure if either one is good or better, but your choice of persuasion or performance as you try to make a clip that the senators will understand to be moved by with your AI partner, the robot.
Listen, I was joking before about the reaction help action, but if Talos Talus goes to Caesar. He's willing to help make that. And
Caesar, you
make
still
it-
have your downtime week left too. So
Oh, wait, yeah,
I'm 100% imagining Talus as like Charlie from It's Always Sunny, and that little thing with like pointing at the wall, like just
Instead of
Perform!
silver spray paint under his nose that he's been huffing, it's glitter stem.
Listen, it works if you don't think about it.
You need 6 PhDs just to understand.
Okay.
Well,
You said persuasion or
performance, or you can reach out to Caesar for help. I do have 2 questions before we get to that. What was the first? Oh, were you sending hollow videos to your parents?
I just the one in the single hollow mail. I didn't send anything to my brother. But
Oh,
it's just one 10-15 second clip, encrypted.
Oh no, were you on it at all?
No.
Okay.
just imagine.
Well, that would well, okay.
That's where I was going with. That's where I was
Well, no, that would be hard considering it's like on me and it's going
You're
out.
the cameraman, so they can't
It's-
point it to
It's
you.
me. This place is wild.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you just said anything before you any like a preamble before you said the clips. Okay.
Make sure you like and subscribe down at the bottom of that. No, but the video that I would say well, I guess it doesn't matter. It does matter how well I roll. Definitely, I would definitely lean heavily on Jarvis. So that dude has no performance or persuasion. He's just a robot. But if anybody wanted to help, I mean, the only person remaining, I think, is Caesar with downtime and Uli with downtime. If you guys wanted to, I know you wanted to go last. It's up to you.
This is for helping you
Do
do what?
drugs. It was last minute choice.
Making kind of a video that'll help when you guys get to the Galactic Senate, selling the threat of the Yuzon Vong.
What skill would we use? We need proficiency in
Performance
anything.
or persuasion?
You don't want my help. Maybe you do, but
I saw those scrolling stats. I know it ain't good.
Caesar is willing to help out. Now let me check to see if he's got either or of those. He's got persuasion, so he can give the if you're doing it yourself, you can give the help action.
I can't because I'm not proficient in it.
You could pass the idea off if you want to Caesar Jarvis, the Butcher of the Outer Rim, working
Yo,
with the AI.
could it be intimidation then to not just sell it, but to make them genuinely afraid?
Yeah, that'd work.
And given Caesar's Caesar is the Butcher of the Rim, so he knows how bad it can be out there.
Okay, on second thought, I don't think this is a good idea.
He knows how bad
I
it
love
can be
the
out
idea.
there. Hell, he was the bad out there. So can you make it to where this right here is as brutal and as gnarly, not necessarily gory, but as brutal and gnarly of the truth as possible?
Yeah, you guys between Vars and Talus, you guys have a good chunk of video to pull from. So Caesar's looking after Talus makes a mistake of mentioning, "Hey, Jarvis and I record a video." I feel like Caesar. I'll let you guys go, but I feel like Caesar would be the type. Oh yeah, I'll take this over.
Do not
Okay,
worry.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
I will cover the
Okay, I'm back.
It's like,
What did I miss?
I see. You are using performance-enhancing drugs.
No, I'm not.
Do not worry. I do not judge. Please do not inject me with those
Judge
during
what?
combat, however.
Judge what? Finish this. I'm delegated. Finish. Am I able to use a temporary boost on him at all?
No, not for this one. This will take this will be his week making the vid.
All right. How many inspirations do we have? Because we're going through all of them. 3. That's good.
All right, so Caesar's going for intimidation with threatening. Could it be when this is shown, like actual saves against the fear status to anyone who sees it?
Yeah, if you guys succeed with this, we'll have some senators try to see if they can keep themselves up. So yeah, so roll intimidation. And then a D100 too.
Now that's only a 12. There's still inspiration.
No, we're good.
20. Yeah.
I'll take a dirty 20 any day. That's good.
Listen,
Yeah.
What
I'm
about
just
that
saying.
D4 of yours?
Yeah, you got the
Oh.
D4.
Yo, wait, actually, with that D4,
You could use the D4, the 100 too.
Oh, wait, really? Something that came to mind is that I could get this up to a 30. There's a chance I could get that intimidation up to a 30 with that D4.
I like 20.
I'm good with not using an inspo if the party don't want to use it. Does it feel like it needs the D4?
You wouldn't get an additional bonus because you'd be just below even if you got a 4.
Ah, dang.
So let's see that D100.
D100 time.
There we go.
Solid plus.
And D4.
Hopefully, higher numbers are better.
Go,
81,
81.
90.
I assume that the at like temporary boost didn't work, so like Defiant wouldn't work on this either.
Defiant wouldn't work on this one, but yeah, you make a pretty chilling video. This is definitely something that I don't know if you show it to anybody else on the wheel, or even just kind of your other like your colleagues on the crew. This is like
We are having another movie night.
I'll watch it for sure.
I can't even
And
imagine.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it, and I'm just like, and then there's a part with Y shocks, and I'm like, Jarvis, why did you let him put Y shocks in this?
This is the moment where I die. See, you can see the life leave my one good eye.
Yeah, it's a brutal film showing all that you guys have gone through. There was like a 5-minute segment showing the blowing up of Vela in slow motion. Like this is with like Planet First.
Like as it's blowing up, going over the history of it, the people who live there, as well as some examples of some of the individuals who did not make it out alive.
Yeah.
So this will be pretty chilling. And a little bit of a
take
spoiler
scroll,
for the Senate one. You guys do have to get some political points. So this will help you get some political points if you guys try to play it the Senate halls.
Yeah.
All right. It may make some people pretty scared too. They'll save against your DC once they watch it.
I haven't. I don't know if the DC is determined flatly by you, but I have an 8 to intimidation.
Oh, it'll be whatever your maneuver DC is.
Oh, okay. So that right there is 15. Solid.
Mm-hmm.
So that week goes by, you and Jarvis getting closer. It's definitely Jarvis's tech makes a really well cut. Definitely does not look amateur, looks well produced, but definitely a chilling vibe to it.
Good. Gets the point to it. As the end of the week nears, or well, I mean, it would just be a minute, but for RP's sake, I'm just like, now as we get closer, I'm just like, oh man. Did we finish the video? All I remember is spiders.
Yeah. I feel like throughout the week, Dash just walks by and he's like, "Oh yeah, add where I stabbed you at the thing. Yeah, get that in there." And then like the next time, he's like, "Add where I blew that thing up. Yeah, do that." And then finally, I'm like, "Add where I blew up the dock." And they're just like, "No, that's a war crime." No.
Listen, that would be good if that's good propaganda against Crusaders. However, that is still a very holy tree to the Wookiees, and I do believe they have a seat in the Senate.
You know what I just thought of? The moment that we go before the Senate and our faces are plastered across the galaxy, the Crusaders are going to see our faces, and they're going to know that we were lying. We're going to make a multitude of enemies right after this happens, depending on how they take the information that we provided.
I mean,
well, I was going to do this after everybody finishes their downtime, but you all, so speaking,
you're welcome.
You speak as you guys think about that. I'm not sure. Actually, Jarvis will. Jarvis will go. Well, about that, as always, I search the HoloNet about items relating to Telestici and mentioning the Nova Kana. Uh, there have been quite a few propaganda reports, and from what you've said, surprisingly, quite a bit true about you all and your time on Kashyyyk. And you see, he plays this video, and you see the kind of masked face of the Liberator appear. Kind of a dark background, mask up with him. And behind him, you see a burning worship tree. And he goes, "The Crusaders suffered a terrible attack today. These cowards," and you see your faces displayed, kind of like a little like block style, came upon our land, our liberated land, and caused havoc. They blew up one of the Washik trees, destroying a branch that has survived centuries. And you see the camera kind of pans around, showing you this what used to be a large branch bearing the hangar that you guys landed upon in flames. But not only did they do this, they went to the Shadowlands that the Wookiees consider holy, and they desecrated it. And you see within it kind of pans to the Shadowlands, and it looks far different than when you left it. When you left it outside of the imploded lab within it, the Shadowlands looked about what you'd expect. But actually, Uli and Talus, give me either bioanalysis nature as you guys take a look at this landscape.
Okay. Or nature?
Or nature.
Okay. Would I, for bioanalysis, would I be using intelligence?
Intelligence or wisdom?
Oh.
Since I'm on a low right now, am I roll at disadvantage, I think?
I forgot. It's been a while since we've used the addiction rules. I think you with the minus D4. Let me pull it up real quick.
10. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, so you roll a D3 and minus it.
D3. Okay. Oh boy. Bioanalysis or biochemist doesn't really matter here. So. Oh wow.
Yeah, so the two science guys are just not feeling it today. But you all, as he...
This whole group wants to kill us now. I'm a little worried.
I knew it. I knew this would happen.
You see kind of the Shadowlands, and while the science folks unfortunately aren't able to gain any additional info, you see what used to be kind of lush and not vibrant. It had its own kind of decor, the kind of sharp, dark features of the kind of natural life of the Shadowlands of the Wookiees, kind of bottom floor. You see it is barren, like decaying plants, and it like you kind of see it pan out. You see kind of a wide section around where they view just decaying plants. It seems like it's spreading, and you go see the Liberator. They came to our planet because they couldn't bear you being free, and they set loose a virus that is running through the Shadowlands that the Wookiees have so long protected. Trees, plants, spiders, the people of Kashyyyk are dying, all because they could not allow Crusaders who have freed themselves from the galactic tyranny to prosper. This is what we are up against. Crusaders, far and wide, these are enemies number one. If you come across them, take them out. For those who are not Crusaders, we place a bounty of 50,000 credits on their heads.
Oh shit! Can I kill one of you guys right now?
100,000 if brought in alive for questioning.
Ooh.
Caesar looks genuinely upset as he points to this right here and says, "First of all, that's insulting. We're worth so much more. Second of all, when I try and use my chemical warfare's propaganda for the Dominion, they tell me no. But the moment I don't do that, it gets blamed on me."
I kind of like just hold my head up after watching it, and I'm just thinking through the pain and the headache that I have right now, and well, at least the proof and the video, the recording that we put together show that it wasn't us. The whole doc thing was a blur to me, to be honest. But what happened in the Shadowlands, we have proof that it wasn't us, that was the Vong. We have that. So their propaganda ends there.
There's an issue with that. If we start showing a few clips from that, they will want the whole video. And they'll have their proof of our terrorist act against the Crusaders, as well as a full image of the Vong language.
I mean, we just don't give them the whole video.
And also,
Come on, you guys are smarter than this.
didn't you say the Wookiees have a presence in the Senate? Did those Wookiees agree to these liberators coming in and doing whatever on their planet?
I mean,
Or
are
was
they
this just
still-
them talking and saying stuff for them? We got a few angles we can work here. I'm not terribly worried about it. Clearly, there's enough sane people.
We
We can convince.
also, yeah, and we also have with the Mandalorians on the wheel, allies with the Wookiees. I have with the ones that we fixed, the one that I performed surgery on top of the Verpine scientist fixing the other Wookiees. They know that spreading a virus, I just fixed the virus essentially within them.
Yeah.
Although I wouldn't tell anybody about your reverse engineered poison. That might start putting ideas in their heads about reverse engineering viruses and things like that.
We should.
Jarvis,
should-
triple encrypt the poison blueprint.
I mean, I'd imagine that that their scientists, the Verpine, they've probably been putting your tactics to work. They might have a few successful subjects that we can interview. Maybe they can kind of give their experience, then more credibility to the Vong threat. Because as it is now, it's just the five of us, and apparently we're terrorist, war criminals.
Yeah, but if we were terrorist war criminals, would we show up to a Senate hearing willingly? I think there's a lot of things that play into our favor on the perception side of things and the people that we've helped along the way. So, God, this is ridiculous. Oh.
Tell us, just take another hit. Jesus, it hurts to look at you.
What
Been
are you
drinking water?
talking about? There's this like black tarry,
Yeah,
like
right.
glitter cross.
You gotta stay hydrated, man.
And yeah, seriously, you're gonna get
There's
yourself
plenty of
killed.
water. Pulls out a Dr. Pepper. It's got water in it. I'm a scientist.
I mean,
Got electrolytes.
jeez, just get an IV going. Seriously.
Fine.
You're probably
Yeah.
underestimating the electrolytes and water you need. Look at me. I'm tall as a tree. I need to drink a ton. I mean, you probably need half of that, but half a ton of water. I mean, that's a lot of water.
Isa goes
last time
over
you
and
took a
hands
bath?
him. He will hand Talus a bottle of mouthwash. Drink this.
The f-
What make my headache go away?
Yes,
I don't believe you.
there's alcohol in it.
Nope, made it worse. But at least I have minty fresh breath now.
That means you need more. Trust me, I'm an orthodontist.
Jeez.
I don't.
So Dash is just like making a list as you guys are talking about this, and he finally holds it up, and it's like a list of like maybe like 15. They probably seem like random. Maybe Caesar would recognize some of them as operations, and I'd be like, these 15, I killed way more civilians than I did there, and they didn't call me a war terrorist. I'm going to show this to the Senate. That'll clear this up.
Hey,
He
Dad,
just like walks
Can
away.
I see that list? I'm gonna use that.
Yeah, and sure, he'll like hand it over, and it's like just like all these like random operations he's done for like Coaz over the years that like probably don't exist like anywhere else.
That'll be in the
maybe,
incinerator as soon as I get the chance.
I do fully intend on confirming some of the rumors about me when we get to the Senate. And
anyway,
when I say rumors, I mean things that I've done that the public denies for the sake of propaganda.
Well, hold on a sec. Talus, your dad's running for Senate, right?
And I want to clarify that. So is he running within the Republic as kind of a government in exile, or is he in running trying to be part of the ruling group within Heathen space?
That's a good question. I kind of left that open ended. I didn't. I just assumed. I just assumed. So he may or may not be on Coruscant. He could just be specifically on Umbara, but then that changes up everything that I'm doing with my brother. There was a lot of room for interpretation, all of the above. So I will roll with whatever is decided. But it would be pretty interesting for him to be running against the occupation and still running for Senate. It's kind of like all the odds are against him, but he's really well known. We're semi-wealthy, and I got a stellar reputation aside from war crimes. So,
Burning out a lab and
shush.
Details, schmeetails.
It is not true. It was a big ass spider.
Well, so I guess GM decision? Is that what you're saying, Talus? Okay.
Yeah,
that's a no.
I'm looking at what I sent, and it's pretty open ended. Well, I posted it in general too. So, aspiring senator currently campaigning in the next to be the next for Umbara. So,
Sure.
I'm not sure what the political situation on Umbara is either.
So yes, right now, basically they are in the Hapes Consortium. So basically, they were Republic state or Republic planet. The Dominion took them over. Then the Hapens, during the war, decided to kind of expand their borders, and they took them back from the Dominion. But decided we took it; it's ours now, and never gave it back to the Republic or their allies. So actually, what we'll do is roll a d20. We'll say 11 plus. He's trying to be the senator for the Republic in exile, the Republic senator for the Umbara in exile, pretty much. So he'll be a galactic senator with the Republic. Otherwise, he will be kind of running to kind of expand or be part of the Heapen ruling council.
You got
Maybe.
12.
Oh, we got a 12, but maybe potentially instead of senator, we could go ambassador. Maybe a liaison between them of some sort.
Oh, well.
Like between like what do you mean?
Between the two factions, between the Republic and Hapes.
Okay, yeah, sure. What we'll say is an ambassador between them.
Perfect. Even better.
He
So he's
won't be
not
at the
running
Galactic
anything.
Senate though with you
All
guys.
part of my
He
plan.
won't be-
All right, well.
He does not want that type of embarrassment. He does not.
Not embarrassing. I'm a good son.
Well, I couldn't help but notice that you guys are putting together a video with all the Vong ass we kicked. Why don't we go ahead and get some of the Wookiee testimonials that we have with the Verpine and the Mandalorians here? They can kind of speak to how it was, the great Talus Dici that devised a method to free them from the subjugation of the Vong or something. I don't know.
Be fully prepared for them to string some story along, the Senate that is, to string some story along that we caused this issue.
Released from the Vong, however, it was these liberators that are the ones that did it to them.
Yeah, they were working for him, so I feel like I need to have a conversation with Mandalorian Command that's stationed here at the wheel. Well, see if we can figure out what they're willing to divulge, because at the same time, I don't want to throw them under the proverbial Airbus.
Yeah. Well, I am in great shape right now, mentally and physically. So I would be happy to go with you and do that.
Doc,
Something to remember
Yeah.
with this right here. If the Republic hears about them having the cure for it, military occupation might happen. In order
Good thing I made copies and I'll share.
yeah,
So you're gonna share. So with that, so are you gonna put that into the record with the video that Caesar has, or share that with the Republic?
I mean, whether it goes in the video or however we do it, I mean, it'll definitely be something that I share, and it's not even a good faith type of thing. It's just I'm Dr. Talis Dici. I made advancements in Bacta. I am a renowned scientist. Yes, I work with Zerka, but for my main goal has always been, I'm practicing for the Senate right now. My main goal has always been the advancement of our civilization, not Umbara, the galaxy, and making sure and increasing our longevity as a whole, as one species, as it were. And with this, I share all my research and we share everything that we have found with this enemy. Boom! We get that? Jarvis, did you get that? Were you recording?
So that'll be fun when you get to the Senate on that side, because Zerka's gonna have some questions, because they've got some pretty doctored files.
Who's Zerka? I don't know.
Zerka who?
I hereby tender my resignation effective immediately. Talis DG. No longer doctor. No, the Republic gave me all my doctoral, or I don't know what I'm talking about, my PhDs.
Well, so I still feel like, wait, we're missing Uli's downtime, ain't we?
Uli, yeah. What's Uli doing?
My bad, I talked too much.
Well, when you guys were talking, Uli would also chime in with. So you notice how they said that we set off a virus, and then those people are gone. Aren't you willing to bet that they set off the virus, or the Vong did it when they left, and they've somehow severed this relationship, and that's what they're pissed off about? Because how else would they have known? They didn't know when we were up there. They would have said something if they had known immediately, right? So something must have happened later that caused them to sever that relationship. Probably them finding out that their lab is compromised, and the Crusaders let it get compromised, and they had one job and one job only, to not let it get compromised.
I mean,
maybe
it could have just been a side effect of us ruining whatever the hell that thing was.
Could have been, but I mean, they knew it was us, though. How would they have? I mean, they could guess and just blame it on us, but
yeah,
they seem a little confident, like they knew it was us. But how would they have known it was us?
Well, the Vong.
Nobody told them exactly.
Yeah, the Vong passed along the information, made us out to be worse than we were, and well, now we're on the news.
But then they spread a virus all over Kashyyyk?
I mean, it could have been, again, like what do you call it, a side effect of that thing dying or whatever it was? I don't know.
I think this assumes that the Crusaders care enough about the wildlife that they'd be offended at a virus being spread.
Well, it might be might be helpful to us later if we have to argue this in front of the Senate, especially if there are Wookiees present, because we didn't poison that planet. We didn't let them on there. That was the Crusaders. They let them put weird stuff down there. We just visited down there and it went to hell. That was all we did. We knocked on the door and were greeted very unfriendly.
Quick aside, is the knowledge that we've been summoned by the Senate public or private?
Not public.
Okay.
You guess that anybody in the know, or kind of with a line into the Senate, or kind of public politics would know. but they have not broadcasted it to the galaxy for kind
Secret
of the
grand
lay
jury
citizens. Yeah.
So that actually reminds me of a very important question. Will our testimony be publicized to the rest of the public? Will it be?
It will be because they've been kind of you've seen poor General Vet kind of cross the holonet with his testimony the last few weeks, so they will be broadcasting your testimony as well.
Good. So Caesar's going to look over to Talos and say, no matter what happens, make sure you are recording what transpires in the Senate. And
I'm not sure that they allow holo recorders in there.
make sure you record whatever transpires in the Senate. And make sure that it is publicized onto the HoloNet where everyone could see it.
Bars will knock on his helmet and say, "Oh, don't worry, I got it." You know,
Good.
they're not gonna make me take this thing off.
Well, that settles it for that. In the meantime, though, Caesar, I was wondering if I could get your assistance with something.
Ah, yes. What is it that you require, Oli?
And so, Tegan, what I wanted to do was use a bonus proficiency to learn the Vong language, but do it over like the span of a couple weeks, just since it's relatively new. But he could cross-reference the tablet with the actual Janguine language, which I'm assuming we have HoloNet access.
Oh yeah,
And get some sort of like so the protocol droid's guide to galactic languages or something, and get on there and just kind of start learning and piecing it together, at least getting like the rough syntax and semantics of what their words are and starting to learn it, and then hopefully by the time they reach the Senate have a better understanding.
yeah,
What's going
definitely.
on.
So you could do it that way with the bonus proficiency. You kind of so we could, if you wanted to, and save your bonus proficiency, do the learning ones. I think languages are pretty quick for training.
I
Let
thought
me
they
see.
take a while.
Let me-
I think they take like a month.
I
didn't
thought they were
wanna
like 3 or
hit
4
one in
weeks.
the face, though. That was
Well,
Is there any chance that Jarvis could
it is
assist
10
him
week
as
works.
well in the learning of the language with his data skill?
Unfortunately, not with that one. Languages are longer than I thought. 10 work weeks.
Oh, I
So-
see.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd prefer to, for flavor, break it up over the weeks. Just touch
Yeah.
base with Caesar when we first leave, just to get the very basics. You know, the yo soy yeah, just
Well,
very very first grade level.
Joe Melamo.
Yeah,
If you roll high enough, though, you can cover a lot of weeks, though. Especially
That
if
is
you get
true.
100 or
Right.
higher, you can
I could
wipe
just
out
do
almost
this-
half of it, I
this
think.
for free. Plus, I think Uli's he's very curious about the Vong, and he does not understand mostly he wants to know what's going on with their biology and their all that other stuff. He feels like getting the language would at least someone else knows the language, and also it might give him insight into something that maybe if Zerka's working on something and they can't quite figure it out, he can get the upper hand in that conversation and not let Zerka on that he knows it, and maybe
And,
tell somebody else what Zerka's found.
when you get a chance, though, can you just slide on over like a few key, like solid insults and taunts? I just want to make them feel pathetic in their own language.
That's mostly the other ulterior motive I have is how do we yell at these people? They don't understand what we're saying. Plus,
Yeah.
I think of the look on their face. Did you see what they did when we had any sort of not camaraderie but connection to their stuff?
Yeah,
It looked sacrilegious. Like
whatever Caesar waved around that Brutus.
Imagine how they're going to feel when you're speaking their language.
Yeah.
imagine if we learned this language and put it into a droid.
Jarvis, start learning.
Mars is gonna lose his mind, laughing and patting Uli on the back. That's brilliant. Yes, I wish I knew how to build droids. Man,
But imagine the next time we come across one of those, whatever those genetic playgrounds they had were. Imagine next time we actually can read what they're doing and get actual information out of it instead of just taking things back that we can decipher later. We can actually get real-time results. And who knows what we'll find that could actually help. I mean, if it helps at all, maybe all we do is learn how to call them buttholes in a different language, but I'll take it.
That's
I think anything's worth it at this point.
I've
Yeah,
compiled
for
a
your-
list of all terrible insults we can call them, as well as some I have devised my own. Here you go.
Well,
For
there's
your
actually one
learning
for
of-
the use of Vong language too. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but spelled bar. So we'll say bar. But it's meat
What
maggot.
does it mean?
Meat bag.
Meat bag. It's right on Wikipedia for the use of Vong language. So
Bah. Like B-A-R-R?
just B-A-R.
B-A-R. Bah.
Bar.
Pronounced bear.
Called him a meat maggot. Cane is dung.
What's
Anything
fool?
else good?
Because I know they hate the word. Well, I wouldn't know that. Uli wouldn't know that. They
Which
hate
one
the
did you
word
say?
fool.
Oh, fool.
Fool.
I
Fool,
don't think-
coward, or craven. Like they take. It's almost as bad as like touching a machine.
Yeah, and there has to be like another book that has in there, but they don't have coward in there for the use of Vong language.
Okay.
I was looking for that. That was the first one I went for. Oh, yeah. So you're able to get a couple curses and things to surely.
Caesar hands me a list
Like-
he's already made of them. Like, really, those are the first ones you went to, huh? All right. Perfect.
Listen, I am quite good at devising insults in different languages.
Do you know any others? Languages, I mean?
Oh, I know plenty of languages.
Really? Like what?
Did you? Not is I've known Gungan just about all my life. You've seen me speak with Wookiees before.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yes, I fought alongside some of them during my service with the Dominion.
I didn't know the Wookiees fought with the Dominion. That's
Well, more so some of them who had been freed from slavery.
okay. Well, that does make sense. Well, that's interesting to know. And it, I mean, how do these languages compare? Like, is there any commonality between the ones in our galaxy and this one?
I'll leave that one up to the.
So what do you mean? Like,
I was just wondering if there's any sort of like, do they look like they're the same type of language? It's all developed kind of the same culturally, or like, is there any more significance to the language? Kind of rough things we might be able to tell from the tablet.
Kind of like how Huts don't have a word for thank you in their own.
Yeah, or just like the syntax is weird, or they speak like Yoda, where everything's kind of backwards but still functional.
the biggest thing is you guys, I would make a roll for because you've had a week or so to take a look at it, or longer than a week to take a look at the tablet, and especially with you guys picking up on the language. One of the things you notice with kind of the way they write, you notice this a little bit with their lab too, but you see a lot of references to the gods and kind of divine mission. And with the tablet, it was all about shaping things, but you see that the gods are mentioned pretty frequently, like almost fervently so, like zealotly so, I should say, like more than you would. You probably come across beings that are religious during your time within the Republic and Dominion and Hut Space everywhere you've been. But these guys, like they mention it repeatedly, all about kind of their glorious cause, their glorious service, and the beings that they create to serve the gods. Like it's very religious, devotedly so. You see very little mention of kind of like of self. It's all about almost the glory of the group of the Vong. And
Liberation
how they
for all, but with gods inserted everywhere.
That actually reminds me, since it's very religious, Caesar does kind of believe in like the Sith teachings, and he kind of follows that as his own religion. So he would look to see how they view the Force, if he can kind of find any mention of the Force or something similar to them.
No mention of the Force within there. Closest you get is just kind of mentioning the gods and their power, but no mentions of the Force and kind of anything along that side.
And
So
what
for
about
Caesar, that would probably mean to him either they haven't really developed something like their own orders with it, so probably not a lot of force sensitives. At least that's his conclusion at this current moment.
Wait, what? You got any insults for their gods?
I'm still learning about those.
All right.
take this
Perhaps
bar
not so.
one and then combine it with whatever name of the deity is, and I bet that'll get a reaction.
I think it'll be enough.
Yeah, I don't think they speak. Yeah,
Man, I want to see them mad.
I think us speaking their broken language would piss them off a lot
Yeah,
as well.
right.
I think it's just
Butchering
all
it
gonna
on top of it.
nice little potpourri pot of just hatred coming our way. The tablet does it give any more specific mention to any like of the shaping arts, or is it more just a general praise be the shapers and the
Oh yeah,
shaper
it's
god?
more of so yeah, it gives you the name of their shaper god, Unashell, but it's more kind of like a almost like a praise be type thing, more than like a
Not a here's how to grow one of our coral skippers.
yeah.
Damn. Like, you guys, you know what I found? Like, we can do it. We got the blueprints right here. But with that, he thanks Caesar and just kind of go sit alone in his room for a bit and pull out the little ring he took off the shelf from the Mandalorians and study it a little bit and notice it bears a lot of similarity to the markings he's seen with the Angti. And he puts it on his finger and feels the Force kind of connecting with him in a different way. And he's, oh, that's all right. That's different. Not expecting that, but he's gonna relax and meditate on. I would do this on the way to. How long was it back to the wheel?
It was I think about 4 days back to the wheel.
I would do it on one of the during the time back to
Well, you
or the
got the
language
ring
on
at
the
the wheel
language on the way
though.
back,
Yeah.
and then with the ring, he'd spend about a day with it just to kind of figure out just what the hell it was that called to him. So, and then on the second day after he learns with using the Force that there's a deeper connection with the ring, he would try to cast things into it just to test it and see what it does. And then he would then know, given everything that we've come through and had to deal with and how hairy things have gotten, that he hasn't really been able to pull out the big guns as often as he'd like because he had to save his energy for maybe running potentially or something else. And so he would think very long and hard about the art of punching that he's learned with his fists and how to be swift and while also just utterly vicious and brutal, but at the same time very controlled. If he doesn't want someone to get killed, he doesn't kill them. If he wants someone to get killed, he kills them. Just focusing him back on, hitting hard but pulling back, stopping before he needs to actually pull through, and then pulling through when he needs to pull through. And he would cast Saber Assault into the ring 3 times over the course of, I don't know how long it would take, like a day. I don't know anything about how to use the ring. And then when they got to after they were done with the Mandalorians at the wheel, he would enjoy the time with the others, and then as the movie dies down, he just, well, I mean, it's not that late. You guys want to go see a fight?
You
Caesar
twisted
would
my
say.
arm.
I could take a break.
All right. Dash, you in?
I'm always in.
Caesar?
Glorious combat, of course.
Perfect. I don't know who I'm fighting tonight, but I can't wait to find out. And then he will make his way. Would we know where like the fighting pits are, or we have to kind of go find them? Or maybe the Mandos would give us a suggestion on where to head.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty easy to find. The wheel has a couple different pits. It's a place for people to spend credits. So there's definitely a lot of areas to fight and have people gamble upon you.
If you want to place money on me, now's the time. I'm just saying. No takers. Okay.
We'll do this with the downtime rules.
Oh, okay. Does he have a choice in who he fights, or he just random?
This would just be kind of random on that side. You
Okay.
guys see kind of a pretty nice looking facility as you guys go into the bowels of the wheel. You see a lot of hollow cams kind of stationed around. Is definitely something clearly broadcast out to some of the senior spots within both the Republic, Dominion, Hollow Net. You see kind of a large group of fighters kind of going through, battery to the bloody, but no fatalities within. With kind of Wookiees, Trandoshans, and all clashing, drawing kind of crowd cheers, boos, and groans, as well as gasps of surprise from the crowd as they go in. Yeah, you're definitely able to enter yourself in and get ready for a fight.
And Uli's gonna enter himself as the gardener, but he's gonna draw his hood up a little bit just to try to avoid the face scrutiny. Forgetting that he's now wanted. Is that bounty 50,000 a piece? Or total for
50,000 for the crew.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, Caesar's even more insulted.
50,000
Bastards.
is a decent amount. That's 10,000 ahead. 20,000 if you get taken alive.
Caesar's the butcher of the rim. People want him dead from.
Not like these people. These people aren't paying for that.
Jeez.
Let's go smash some faces.
All right.
Or AKs.
So make a weapon attack or acrobatics or athletics.
Okay. Would the mod have been installed previous to this?
Sure.
Okay. I want to make sure. So here is the attack roll for 26. All right.
Nice.
What does that add?
D100 plus 20.
Dang. Okay. 1D100 plus 20 coming in. Oh, wait. Can I add that D4?
Yeah, throw a D4 in.
Oh, I needed it.
Hey, there you go.
Solid. Oh, where did that go?
Nice. 500 credits.
Yep, so you win some of your bouts. You kind of fight a assortment of people as you go through. You fight a bearable with kind of rough-looking kind of scales on his fist. You're able to take him down. You fight a couple of other people, but eventually you do come up against an Achani warrior, and he's able to put you on the mat.
Oh, those damn Achani. It's their whole culture believes in kicking asses. It's really hard when your people like to sit in trees and meditate. It's slight advantage. That's all. I'll get him next time. Willie just kind of he walks away proud but limping. It hurt. Like, well, what'd you think?
I think you won a hell of a lot more than you lost. Good job.
I mean, he's no spider, but after that, I've got to tell you, after that, going down as much as we did, I got a little distressed. I needed this. Feel good. Yeah. I feel good again. Although, how do you fight the Senate? I don't know how that. I don't think I'm properly equipped to do that.
I don't think any of us are, but we'll figure it out soon.
Oh, actually, I've been studying up. I do believe that I have a good chance for this.
Yeah,
that or I'll be imprisoned.
Dash will heft his new blaster cannon up on his shoulder. I'm equipped too.
Well, if we're gonna go that route, then Bars will pat himself on the chest for that. It's like, all right. If you want to do that, hey,
I
it's
just
not my republic.
thought of something. Maybe we are the terrorists here. I don't know.
Are we the bad
Random
guy?
explosions, the butcher who came over from another one, a Mandalorian in full armor, wearing essentially a cannon. Yeah, I don't. Doctor specializes in poisons and diseases, and then me helping you all along. We're going to jail, aren't we? Crying
Depends if
like,
they find the bomb.
I've been to prison once before. It wasn't very fun. I mean, at least it's the Republic this time, but I don't want to go to I don't want to get sent to the Outer Rim again.
Oh, I'm not going to prison.
Okay. Well, as long as you're confident, I'll rely on your confidence.
I'll die first.
I was hoping we'd live and
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's the preferred outcome, but yeah, no.
Guys, we're not going to prison. We might just die.
Yeah. See, Dash gets it.
Oh, I wish I'd lived on a different planet when I was younger.
Yeah, well.
Oh well.
Yeah,
I
there
take you
isn't
some
a
weird
planet
places.
there anymore.
Hey, there's plants there. They're regrowing. I mean, the fire got put out, I assume.
Is that why you got into the whole, what is it, botany? Is that what it's called? Plant stuff. To, like, make your planet better?
Before, yeah. I mean, it was before it even burned. I mean, the
Oh,
planet's perfect. We tried to live in harmony with it, not take it over and raise it to build giant metal and plasteel construction. We live a bit like the Wookiees. We do dwell in the trees from time to time, but we're not afraid of the forest either. We just don't over commercialize things. There's no point. But the things we do have, we do manufacture, and it keeps us actually fairly wealthy. Just what drew the Dominion to us in the first place. When you can take Dr. Dichi's medicines and mass produce them better than anybody else can, you better believe people pay attention to that. And they saw us ripe for exploitation, and I guess someone must have told them no, and then that's when the fire started.
yeah.
But
Caesar looking back, trying to remember if they said no or if he was just feeling a bit gung-ho that day.
did you say yes or no? Just do it anyway. You bastard.
Too slow, boom. Yeah.
But we
Deegan, did they say no?
Oh, the Dominion usually pretty fair about that. They're surprised. They're bloodthirsty, but they're surprisingly reasonable for Sith. They're kind of like the Mongols a little bit. If you lay down your arms and pay tribute, they leave you alone. But if you decide to make resistance and kind of refuse to become part of the Dominion, they do make a bit of an example of you. So hopefully the next guy doesn't say no.
I see.
But no, we all, most of us, try to live in harmony with the planet. I mean, Master Gardener it's a title of reverence. I mean, what's this Yun Nashel? I mean, I don't think you'd see too much of a difference between our two cultures in that respect, really, which kind of concerns me, because if they've managed to get their claws into people like the Crusaders, my people are prime for the picking. The Wookiees, they have the same kind of thing too. Felucians, the Ithorians. They talk about religious connection with your nature. I mean, they literally call it the mother jungle. We really can't separate it on a lot of our planets, and unfortunately, I think we're sitting Minox for these sorts of groups who will just come in and manipulate us, and especially since we're not militarily, it's not where our strengths lie. I mean, I've gotten these guns worked up pretty well, but I mean to get my ass kicked a lot to learn how to do that. And it was mostly so I didn't get my ass kicked again. It wasn't to hurt someone else. It was to not get hurt. But
It sounds like you might be an exception amongst your people as opposed to the rule.
Yeah, which makes me wonder who the hell told the Dominion no, and why. There must have been something else going on that I'm still young, relatively, with my people.
Does
I'm not
Caesar
a-
know why they said no?
Well, I will say so. Wasn't exactly your people that said no, but there was a very token Republic Defense Force, like just enough to say they defended it versus completely abandoning it, and they refused on the planet's behalf.
Oh yeah, so Caesar will just casually bring that up, just like, no, your government did not refuse. We didn't get the chance. The Republic decided for them, and so the skirmish was happened, and the planet was made an example.
Okay. Well, I'm starting to think that I don't like anybody involved with what happened in Malta, Republic or or Dominion, or my own people.
Yeah, it was all about the message. The Republic was saying, we'll defend these planets. The Minion said you wouldn't. I aim to change that truth. That the Republic doesn't come to the aid of the Outer Rim. I aim to change that.
Vars is gonna start laughing, like a deep belly laugh, like just. Like Caesar, the Republic is too big and it doesn't care. You can't make them care.
That
They're
is
not
what
gonna
the
care.
Dominion said. And in truth, it is likely true. However, the Republic is not one true entity. Its power is not derived from a single monarch or dominus. It is truly within the hands of the people and those who are willing to corrupt themselves, to press forward beyond all semblance of moral boundaries. It is a system that can be broken, can be won, can be played. And there is no house that can win.
Are you making my point or your point?
I believe you are correct. However, I'm not trying to make it care. I'm trying to make it change.
Well, could we
Well-
maybe next time try to talk to them instead of like burning it to get them to change? Some people just need to be talked to. I feel like if we had been involved in that conversation, maybe the circumstances could have been different. But we weren't, were we?
No.
Bring that up to the Republic.
Or the people that firebombed it to shit. That might also be a good place to start.
I'm right here. Go ahead.
Ye-
I'm willing to listen. I'm all yours.
You've come to your senses, at least on this. I don't know about the rest of your
No,
stuff.
I'd do it again.
For this, for sure. Okay, we'll talk about that later. But
I'd do it for the Republic if they asked me to.
But-
I mean, a planet blew up not too long ago. If I had my hands on that technology, I would use it.
But I think we can all see the bigger picture here, though. I mean, Moltok is, like you said, there's many, and we're one of many. And I'm sure I wouldn't say the Republic doesn't care. I think that's a very jaded way to look at it. But I mean, I see where you're coming
They
from.
don't care.
They can't care about everybody all the time, everywhere. They're too big, as Vars said. It's too big. How
No,
could
no,
you
no, no, no.
protect
That
us?
is that right there is a reductive statement. It makes the responsibilities of the Republic seem unachievable,
All
but
right.
it is achievable.
Well, I mean, I'm no senator or anything, but look at look at the territory that the Republic has managed to hold on to, and tell me where it is. Core worlds. Where did they lose?
Mhm.
The Outer Rim. They're always going to put the core before the rim. Honestly, the rim's better off on its own. or under Mandalorian control, but that's another conversation. Maybe
Which-
under a
I
different Mandalore.
want
but-
you to consider how long it took for this war to actually be acknowledged. I don't remember it proper, but I do believe it's when we moved into. I say we are not in the Dominion anymore. Oh, when the Dominion moved into the mid-rib.
All right. Are there two Caesars, and one of you is for one thing and one's for the other?
No, no, no.
You keep on.
I simply believe in what the Dominion stands for, but I want to change the Republic from the inside. So I serve the Republic.
We're the terrorists, aren't we? Like we are. I mean, you both make good points, but I think you're both making my point for me. There's too many people who are susceptible to these sorts of divisions, and I mean, divide and conquer. I might be a gardener, but God, even I know how to do that one. That's the art of combat 101. I mean, if your enemy's too strong together, split them apart and take them apart that way. And Maltok, we're not poor. But there's many planets just like us that met the same fate for far less, or some for greater crimes. But my point is that there's too many loose threads. This used to be a tapestry of some kind. Maybe that's the key to stopping these people, is putting them back together, however temporary. I mean, get some space tape them together. It just has to hold on long enough to beat these people and kick them out, and then we go back to fighting. Or if you'll bear with the metaphor here, find a synth weaver to put the rug back together fully, and you make one we all like to sit on. I don't know. Is that a bad metaphor? I don't know.
It's good enough.
I think you get my point, though, right?
Yeah, I get you, Lee. We all want to be comfortable.
I don't.
What you are looking for is synthesis. When
Sort of. Yes.
when
Harmony.
two opposing forces go against each other, and one eventually comes out, there will be pieces from the one that fell integrated into the one that succeeded.
Yes. Or maybe they don't fight and they build together something different. I mean, either way, I think this galaxy has to think of itself, instead of as individual plants, more as part of a whole garden, a universal garden, if you will.
Do you want the people to be united? Or do you want the people to be divided but working together? Because one is everyone together, and the other one is everyone about to point blasters at each other, but don't, because of mutual distraction.
Well, I'll go back to the garden analogy. I mean, you can't, unless you're the Yuzhen Vong, you can't make a rose into a tulip. They are two distinct things. They're going to do what they do. The oak and the maple trees will grow as tall as they grow, and one will grow taller than the other. It's part of its nature, and if one outshadows the other one, someone will want to come along and cut it down or do whatever, but it'd be better to learn where our space is so that we can thrive within our own part of the garden, if you will. Keep the metaphor going. It's not as complicated as people think. I think we get a little too selfish and overzealous with where we feel our place is. And we take too much at times when really you don't need as much. You can grow just as fine and be just as healthy and prosperous in one little tiny corner without having to take over the whole thing. But there's a lot of uncertainty. Of course, I'm just, this is the end of a long week of vacation for us. Just kind of throwing it out there. I'm thinking big picture here, because I don't think we've really done that. We've been well, I've only been on one expedition with you and almost died. That's the first time I've almost died in a long time. And gets you thinking. But I think if this Republic and Dominion and all the others are to actually stand a chance, we're going to have to put aside some grudges and just, if we pick them up after they're gone, the Vong are gone, so much the better. At least they're gone, and we can kill ourselves the way we've always been killing each other for thousands of years. But if we don't do something together, I think we're going to have to welcome a new plant into the garden, and I don't think it's going to take kindly to us being in that garden.
Definitely.
And I don't, whatever plants it doesn't kill in the first time, it will simply choke and starve out over time. Worse than being assimilated is being completely disseminated, where no part of your culture survives, which unfortunately, Caesar, that's the part of your theory I don't agree with, because you forgot to include that part in. The part where they wipe us out and take all trace of us out of existence. That is a future I don't think any of us want. Thousands of years of galactic history wiped out by one species that are essentially a galactic weed that we can't get rid of.
Caesar is listening, but the more you explain it, like his smiles begins to fade a bit, and it looks less like he's unhappy with that idea, more like the gears are turning in his head.
Oh
and
God,
he's
did I
formulating a
put
plan.
a thought in your head? Oh no.
You put a thought in his head.
All right. Well, so it sounds like the best thing to do is to get everybody on the same page and team murder Vaughn.
Just, food for
For
thought
now.
later.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's been a long week, and I still hear those spider screams in my dreams, or nightmares, I guess, at this point. Still unwinding. But
Well,
we do have a Senate to go talk to at some point. Maybe
Yeah.
keeping that in our minds might help us,
well,
if we plead for them to come together and help, maybe they'll view us less as terrorists. I'm sorry, I'm not used to being called a terrorist or being brought in front of an advisory board of any kind. I'm not good with people. That's why I work in a lab.
well, first time's always the roughest. Don't worry. All right. So you guys want to get these Wookiee testimonials? At least, a little
Anyway,
proof of
yes,
us doing
yes.
good stuff, right?
Sorry for that tangent there.
No, it's okay. It's kind of good to know where you stand. You too, Caesar.
Talus will visit the refresher for a significant amount of time. No reason. And hydrate just a little bit more Dr. Pepper. And then I'm ready.
Don't you mean Coke?
No idea what I'm talking about.
Someone steal all your gummy bears. Where are my jelly beans?
That's where we'll wrap up today. So you guys are able to. With the testimonials, what were you guys looking for? Just kind of that you were able to help them with the Verpin side stuff with developing the procedure to remove the York coral implants.
Well, part of it, again, I don't really recall the Wookiee was kind of speaking like fragmented Sherwook, but part of what Vars wanted is to get like an idea of like what they went through and like what their mind was at and how, like, what happened to them, and then the relief that being freed from this brought them, like, proof that Talus and the rest of us dirtbags did a good thing.
Yeah, they're pretty much character witness, but they're also witnesses that say, okay, these people are saying that we attacked them, true or not, and that they're misstating the intention. I have no idea what your guys' intention was. I wasn't there, but I mean, we've got footage that shows Yuzong Vong, and we have Wookiees that show that these liberators are working with the Yuzong Vong. So it discredits anything that they just said about us.
Yeah.
So they're very strong, literally strong. Character witnesses towards it, And I think, if we can get the Mandalorians to also potentially say something in our favor, that might also show a little bit more strength to what we're saying, that we have Mandalorians that are usually, correct me if I'm wrong, isolationists almost. Like, they keep to themselves until they're coming to try and kick your ass or get their ass kicked, But I mean, the fact that they're joining in and they're saying, "Hey, yeah, well, if they join in, and back us," and then you've got these Wookiees that back us, and then you have this footage, plus then you have the statements of the general and the Jedi and everybody else that we saved. I'm forgetting the name of the planet. We have plenty of character witnesses to our ventures that we've been on. So
Yeah.
Alice's headache is kind of going away, and he's feeling pretty confident as we're walking to the general. He's like, I should do the talking.
By the way, the reasoning for the blowing up the starport was essentially these were Vaughn collaborators, whether they know it or not, and we wanted to slow down their efforts.
Oh, I just didn't like the Crusaders.
I mean, those were Vars's reasons. They may differ across the board. Maybe Dash was a bit more simple, as in, boom opportunity. Could have been, might have been.
Uli just didn't care enough to stop you. I mean,
again, everybody has their reasoning. So
Maybe
that was Vars.
I have no idea what happened with the explosive. Was it supposed to be a distraction?
No, it was legitimately like the hell with these guys. These
words of a parting curfew as they left.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're a bunch of degenerates, and I only wish we had more time to murder more of you.
Okay, we need to take the scenic route to our Senate hearing because I need to come up with a way to twist that. Or Caesar does.
That's fine.
Oh, Tegan, I should roll for complications, right?
Oh yeah, so do a D8 roll for that.
The D8 or D10?
I think D8 for pit fighting, but you can definitely check all that one.
Or is it D10 to see if you have them?
Oh yeah. So let me see. I think it's
Okay.
a 10% chance.
I
I'll
thought
check out the
that you
rules of
rolled.
that real quick. But yeah, so you guys are able to kind of get some of the Verpin perspective on the procedure. You do see some of the Wookiees that you're able to heal. They do give some statements appreciating you for your efforts. So you guys will have a little bit of ammunition as you guys come into it. But yeah, next session will be going up against the Senate as they go through some of your actions throughout the campaign, some of the rumors about your past, and trying to see if you can convince the Galactic Republic that the Vong are not only real, that they're a major threat. Against some of the other senators' interests and plans and own schemes they've got going. So that'll be the next session when we come back on the that'll be the 11th, I think. Yeah, so we'll be missing one session. I'll be out of town, but we'll be coming back October 11th, going through with that session. So it'll be a little bit of a break, but come through and see how the crew does as they stand trial. All right, I'm gonna see. Is anybody I know on? See if we do a quick and raid. Actually, nobody I know is on, so we'll wrap up there, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you all in a few weeks.
Later.